I'm here in the city where the world's biggest festival takes place. Can you guess what it is? It's not Coachella, it's not Mardi Gras. Also, it doesn't take place in the United States. In fact, most Americans don't even know that it exists. I'll give you a hint, it's the same city where I'm premiering my new stand-up hour, No Homo. There's a ticket link in the description, would love to see you there. It's the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, more commonly known as the Edinburgh Fringe, and really, if you're involved in the arts at all, it's just the Fringe. And that's because it is the Fringe, the festival to be at in the world, drawing over 3 million people with over 3,352 shows this year in 2025 and growing, taking place across 265 venues. In this video, I'm gonna tell you what the festival is, how it got started, why it's so important for performers like comedians, and why, whether you're a spectator or a performer, it might just be the most fun you can have over the entirety of a month. The festival takes place in Edinburgh, Scotland's capital city. And before we get started, let's go over pronunciation. Lots of Americans will say Edinburgh because they're thinking Pittsburgh. That's not right. Those Americans who like to think that they know better than others will say Edinburgh, but that's not right either. It's Edinburgh, as in bruh, like, what's up, bruh? You gonna finish that haggis?
I think most Scottish cuisine is based on a dare.
So what is the Edinburgh Fringe Festival? It's every type of performance art you can imagine. Stand-up comedy, theater, music, dance, clowning, and all of that descends upon Edinburgh for 3.5 weeks during August, playing at nearly every hour from 9 a.m. till 3 a.m. that entire 3.5 weeks. Every single establishment you can imagine becomes a venue, whether that's a church, bar, cafe, basement, park bench, phone booth, anything. If you can fit people in, or even if it's just outside, it will become a venue here. The streets are filled with patrons, vendors, and performers handing out flyers, doing whatever they can to get you in to see their show. The beauty of the Fringe is that basically everyone is admitted. There is no grand council saying you're in or you're not. There is the official Fringe guide, which lists all the shows that are registered with it, and you do have to pay for that if you want to be in there. But beyond that, there's really no one sanctioning whether you're in the Fringe or not. So if that's the case, if there's no gatekeepers, does that mean that there's a lot of crap amongst all the good art that you see here? Well, yeah, kinda, but that's the entire ethos of the Fringe. Who's to judge what's good art? People like different things, and those things can be celebrated. The Fringe is about giving space for expressive risks. That said, there are some venues that are larger and better suited for performances, and as such are basically considered more prestigious. While you're not applying to any formal committee, you are applying to which venues you are going to be playing at. There's over 265, and in that sense, it's really your venue that determines kind of the competition. To play a tiny cafe at 11 a.m. just isn't gonna be as fierce as people who wanna play a large theater hall at 8 p.m. You know, you're more likely to get critics, you're more likely to get patrons in at an 8 p.m. show than you are at an 11 a.m. show. That said, lots of things like magic or shows oriented towards children do happen earlier in the morning. When you're not performing or flyering, you're seeing other people's shows, you're making friends, you're networking, you're going out to pubs, you're dancing in the streets, you're puking in the streets. Basically, the whole month is full of tons of people, tons of art, and tons of positive energy. It's awesome. And when I first went 20 years ago, as a young 19-year-old playwright, it was honestly life-changing, and I am so excited to be back. So that's what the festival is, and in a minute, I'm gonna tell you why it's become so vital. But first, How did this become the biggest festival in the world? It might surprise you to know that it did not start as the largest festival in the world, nor did it aim to be. In fact, it actually started out as a protest against elitism. The Edinburgh International Festival, separate festival, began in 1947, and it was a kind of hoity-toity, fancy festival where all of the people admitted, all the performers, had to be selected by a specific committee. But 8 theater companies that didn't get into the festival decided to show up anyway and stage their shows wherever they could, in churches, in pubs, in basements, sometimes outside, playing metaphorically but also literally on the fringe of the Edinburgh International Festival. And people showed up to watch. By 1958, the term fringe had stuck, and the Fringe Society was formed to help organize and support artists. Since the Fringe has grown in popularity, the local economy has definitely noticed and taken advantage, particularly when it comes to housing. Housing is arguably the largest barrier to entry for most performers. Tiny bedrooms can go for upwards of £2,000, many of them not even walkable to the city center, kind of the heart of where the Fringe is at. Some people are even known to find housing in Glasgow over an hour train ride away, making that commute every day to come and perform at the Fringe. If you're thinking of coming, it's not unreasonable to start looking at accommodation as early as December, the year prior to when you plan on coming. So beyond fun, why would so many performers spend the time and money to come and perform at the Fringe? Well, because it's a place to come and hone your work, but also to showcase it. Unlike a comedy festival like, say, Just for Laughs, which had gone away and I guess is back this year, a festival where they hand select the talent to showcase to the industry, here at the Fringe, anyone can do it. Of course, having press releases, word of mouth, PR or marketing strategy, and a good show definitely helps. But at least it's possible to be a virtual nobody and have something come of this. In fact, lots of celebrities and shows you may have heard of actually launched here at the Fringe. Remember last year's Emmy-winning hit Netflix show, Baby Reindeer? Yeah, that actually started as a show at the Fringe. Richard Gadd was an actual comedian and performer at the Fringe, and if you watch Baby Reindeer, the TV show, you'll see that he has these performances in these pubs at the Fringe. It's a whole snake eating itself thing, right? But it's possible. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, if you are aware of Fleabag, she got her start here. Fleabag was a show at the Fringe. Jim Jeffries, Rowan Atkinson, James Acaster, John Oliver, these are just some of the names that have really helped launch their careers here at the Fringe. As a comedian, of course, there's no guarantee that you're gonna be the next Jim Jeffries, but if you put the work in, there is at least the opportunity to develop your career and push it forward in some sense. So that's the Fringe in a nutshell. If you're thinking of coming to the Fringe, I think the best thing you can do is treat it as a vacation where you're gonna have an absolute blast. You're gonna get a chance to perform more than you may have ever before, and know that there is a small, albeit possible, chance of networking with industry professionals and really using this as a launch pad. And of course, it's an absolute bloody good time. So there you have it. Are you planning on coming to the Fringe? Do you want to come to the Fringe? If you have, what's some of the tips that you could share with us? What are some of the best and worst experiences you've had? If you are here, a reminder that my new solo hour, No Homo, is premiering here at the Fringe, 7:45 p.m. every night at Bar 50. Again, the ticket link will be in the description. Please follow me at Eric Berry Comedy and do subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be continuing to upload updates and content here from the Fringe, documenting my journey here, answering any questions that you have. Subscribing would mean a lot. And as early as next week, I will be posting my first mini comedy special called Death in 15 Minutes right here on this channel. So please do subscribe. Thank you for watching and happy Fringe.